You do hear some stuff about the West Coast, but it's like
when it's the Lakers or
when it's the Lakers or it's the Chargers, but you never really hear in depth. But you hear all this stuff like East Coast high schools are being shown on there. It's ridiculous. If you're gonna show East Coast, you better damn well show West Coast, because you know what? In the media profession, we are trained to be non-biased, and you know what? You're not living up to that.
All right, V-Spike, let's bring you in.
You know, you're absolutely right. You know how they're biased against the East Coast, but the only time you really hear, SportsCenter, over here on the West Coast is only in L.A. So
in L.A. and of course San Francisco when the Giants won the Giants won the World Series, they still didn't get enough love.
Yes, I know. And even if the 49ers went all the way this year, and obviously they didn't, but if they did, I bet they would get only a little respect as well.
It's like this. Oh yeah, the Niners won. Okay.
Yes.
Now back to the let's go.
Let's go back to the Philadelphia and also New York and Boston and all that.
If I have to hear one more thing about Philadelphia or Boston, I swear I'm going to go to the VP of.
How about Tom Brady?
Yes, it's Tom Brady. I'm going to go to the VP of SportsCenter, and I'm going to be like, look, dude, I want your job. You're not being non-biased. Dang it. You're supposed to be non-biased. Do we have to bring Mr. Story up there and teach them how to be broadcasters?
Yeah, even though they do have a studio in L.A. as well.
Yeah, I almost said stereo too. They actually do have a studio in L.A. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, both.
Even
LA
if they do have a studio in L.A., but does that mean they're still East Coast biased?
Yes.
They still think so.
I want to see Story and just rather than going on at it. I would just get popcorn and watch this.
If Mr. Story went to ESPN and ran it, it would totally be different. You would see that it would be a lot different. You'd be seeing them having a lot more multiple teams getting the respect that they deserve.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mr. Story would probably be having his
No, he'd be showing off his Colorado Rockies way too much, and his Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And his Denver Broncos.
We better hope he's not listening right now, because the door might open and Kyle might be dragged out.
I'll be waiting for that moment, but apparently it's not going to happen right now. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, so basically they're really into too much Boston, New England, obviously New York Yankees, Philadelphia Phillies obviously is another team. I've been hearing about the Cardinals getting in there, the St. Louis Cardinals getting in there as well. Well, and of course Boston Red Sox and all that.
Yes.
But they don't really talk about the New York Mets much anymore as they used to, especially after that epic collapse about 7 years back. I mean, basically they don't get talked about anymore.
Well, if you don't get the wins, you don't get talked about. Basically, what it is with the Cardinals is just the fact that the Cardinals actually have a good program going on, and they actually
except when they lost Albert Pujols, and now Pujols and the media is sucking up to the Angels now and Albert Pujols. That's another thing I wanted to mention.
Care what anyone says.
Well, the L.A. Angels now, Albert Pujols, the media is sucking up to them as well.
You know what? I don't care what anyone says. The Cardinals are still good without Pujols. We were good before Pujols was there, and we're good now. We have so many. Well, we still have Matt Holliday. Who's a hard hitter.
Did you ever notice something about the Cardinals? When Tony La Russa, back when he was with the A's, came to the Cardinals, he brought most of his players, to St. Louis, like McGuire and a few others as well.
Exactly, and that's what most people don't even know. Mark.
All right, let me go back to the SportsCenter topic real quick. Okay, so once again, I want to get the fans comment this on YouTube since I'm recording this right now. East Coast bias, SportsCenter, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. You want to hear,
all right, thank you.
Fine, I was going to say